These are the TLDR headliners from the keynote speech at Anaheim Fanfest held yesterday on the 24th of April. There are chapters below so you can jump to the bits of the video that pique your interest. This is the first of FF14's Fanfest cycle, and it's revealed much, including the title of the next expansion and its setting. So the expansion is called Evercold, and it will be releasing January 2027, just 9 short months away. Evercold plays out on the Frozen 4th, which was of course heavily foreshadowed throughout Dawn Trail and its patch cycle. We were shown a few stunning towns and cities, some screenshots, concept art, and a cute new cat NPC race that was a fan pleaser for sure. There is a Nordic old world like Tolkien-esque vibe to some of the locations, which warms the goggles of my nerdy soul. Interestingly, the Japanese text on the splash for the teaser referred to the player character as the Wanderer of the Silver, although there was, notably, not much silver, not much frost to be seen in the teaser nor in the screenshots and artwork shared by Yoshi-san. The keynotes was light on narrative spoilers, or even hints really, because the 7.5 Part 1 pre-patch will lead us into Evercold's story, and that arrives Tuesday, on the 28th. Few days away, so we don't have to wait long for all those yummy lore breadcrumbs which will lead us into a new age for 14, because Eversong is not just a new expansion, it's the dawning of a new era for 14's story with the beginning of the Godless Realms saga. So we can look forward to more lore when Fanfest graces the fair city of Berlin in July, and keep an eye on this channel for more updates about the patch leading into that, as well as for Fanfest coverage more generally. So here is what we know about the expansion so far, pretty much everything they shared on day one. System requirements. So system requirements for PC gamers will not really change at all, but if you are a PlayStation 4 player, you have 2 years to save up for a PlayStation 5, and that's coming from Yoshi-san himself, because the PlayStation 4 will, by the time patch 8.3, so 3 patch cycles into the new expansion, will just crash out. Its data capacity maxed to the limit. You have been warned. And if you're looking for a new console, well, Final Fantasy XIV will be coming to Switch as well. But it's not all good news. The Nintendo effect is real and, not in a good way. If you want to play 14 on the go on your Switch 2, you will not only need to purchase the Switch version of the game, but even for existing 14 subscribers, you will need to pay a second subscription fee for the pleasure of playing the game on the Switch. But at a 50% discount. I think Square Enix fought quite hard for that. However, if the Switch 2 version is the only version that you're going to play, well, it's just one subscription fee. May I suggest to you that you might consider getting a Steam Deck instead of a Switch 2? That's superior in every way, and one subscription to rule them all. Just saying. On to gameplay. So let's go over the big things. The level cap will increase to 110. They thought about doing a bit of a stat squish WoW style, but they just decided to make it simple. 110 it is. 2 new jobs will be added with Eversong. Not a surprise, but we got to know what they are. One is a 2 shield wielding tank, as per Yoshi-san's t-shirt, screenshot here, and a ranged physical damage dealer. And that's all, folks. We will learn more in Berlin, and get used to me saying that because I'm going to be saying it a lot. Evolved and ARR gameplay. Oh my goodness, this is going to shake things up a bit. So the devs have created a new additional gameplay style which streamlines the player experience, whilst in combat it reduces the volume of skills, so less buttons, without compromising player skill needed, nor the throughput of the job. In fact, Yoshi-san stated that in most cases the new evolved gameplay will have marginally better output, as in number go up. So don't think of this as an easy mode. This is not a one button build. It's a streamlining, it's a focusing, it's an attempt to modernize more or less, not simplification necessarily. However, they are not killing the current system. You have a choice, at least for the 21 full jobs currently playable. You can keep the original game style for these, The limited jobs that there are not included in these shenanigans, although more information was revealed about the Beastmaster. Check this footage here. As to the new jobs arriving with Eversong, well, they will be Evolved Play only, and it should be noted too, you can toggle between these modes at will, the only requirement being that you're out of combat. The combat dev showcased some of the new evolved gameplay, and it's rather impressive looking. So I'm optimistic, but we're going to have to suck it and see. Reserve judgment until, we've got our hands on this new system. On to Armory updates. Gear item level across jobs will be harmonized. So what the hell does that mean? So your highest item level gear set for any job, the highest one that you have, is now the standard item level across all your job armor sets. This does not include materia enhancements, they're still individual. This is a massive change. I can see players having mixed feelings about it. I think it's fantastic, but I'm a bit of a dirty casual. I don't know how hardcore players are going to feel about this. Let me know your thoughts below. The game is now introducing seasons, but fear not, it's not what you think. So patches will now be referred to as seasons. For example, patch 8.1 and 8.2 will make up season 1 in Evercold, with subsequent patches grouped into season 2, season 3 and so on. No loot boxes, no cash grab, no nothing like that, just a naming convention shift, that is all. But prepare to get your niggers in a twist about this. So, Eversong will herald the end of the daily roulette grind and its endless tombstone scavenger hunt. This elderly system will be replaced by a weekly mission table. Select the game type that you want to play, earn points over the week, which grant gear and rewards. All the charts you see on the screen are a work in progress, but as you can see, some missions are one-off events, others you can complete multiple times. You can still do daily roulettes if you want, or you can grind all your weekly points in one sitting on a wet Wednesday or at the weekend. If you max out your current week's missions, you get the max number, but you missed last week, you can go back and you can get those points and that loot, but only once you've maxed out the current week. The stated reasoning behind these changes is to give players more agency over how they earn their rewards, what game types they have to participate in, and give them more agency of their time, allowing people who only have the weekends to play to kind of like take away the disadvantage that is for someone who can log in daily and get those rewards right now. Makes sense to me. Let me know what you think. I like this change, but again, I'm a dirty casual. New character interface. So a new character interface will be arriving with Eversong 2. Here you can track your weekly mission progress and your character's gear as well as raids, although they didn't specify about the raids. Character avatar and the center can be posed. The background of the UI reflects your current location. Senpai was very vague on the details of how this will work and how it's going to integrate and stuff, with more specific promised in, yes you guessed it, Berlin. Public field changes. So the open world public field shenanigans will be getting an overhaul too. These changes will be dynamic, whatever that means. Again, more information will be shared in Berlin. And Yoshi-san also spoke very briefly about like side quests and how the game is very story focused, and used buzzwords like quality of life, whatever that means. So there are changes coming to how the questing system is going to be done, but again, no information yet. Maybe Berlin, maybe Tokyo. On to raids, and we did get some solid information regarding raids, if a bit scant. Yoshida-san announced a new 8-man raid, but more details will follow in Berlin for reasons yet to be disclosed. There will be a new mid-tier raid added. That's my words, not theirs. They're not calling it mid-tier. It's not a mid-tier, but anyway. So you have normal, and then you're going to have this new tier, and then it's savage. The rewards for this new mid-tier raid will reflect the additional difficulty over normal. Their reasoning for adding this new tier was to kind of smooth out the difficulty curve for new players wanting to progress to harder encounters, giving them a little more gear, giving them a little more experience at the raid, smoothing that path for them. And on the smoothened path to extreme, well, the new ultimate was revealed too. It is Kafka. I will enjoy watching others suffer through this on the internet. I'll see you there. And that's not the only raid news we got, because a new crossover collaboration has been announced with Evangelion. Yep, there will of course be raids with this and lots of story. Yoshi-san is particularly enthused because he is a massive fan of this franchise, so there's going to be a lot of love given to this, and apparently the gentleman who created Evangelion is heavily involved in all aspects of the collaboration, so expect something pretty special with this one. On to some changes to auto matching. From Tuesday, in Japan only, auto matching will be regional, so shard be damned. This will make pug grouping much faster. It will end the requirement for players to change their home realm to join, say, a static that's doing progression raids, and end the need for world visits. Japanese players will be beta testing the system for all of us, and they have my undying thanks for that. And once all the bugs have been hammered and slammed out of existence, this feature will be rolling out to the US, then EU, and finally to China. So, truly your experience will be European or American, and you'll be able to play with all your buddies on those data centers. Thumbs up from me. And of course there will be more information about raids and more previews and tasty bits coming in Berlin. On to dungeons. So 4 dungeons have been revealed so far, and Yoshi-san hinted at a 2-player party matching system of some description, but again we will have to wait for July for Berlin. In fact, information about the upcoming changes to treasure hunts and fates and hunts will all have to wait until Berlin too. Now, of course, we do have 7.5 to keep us busy, to give us something to chew on until then, but honestly, I can't wait for July now. It can't come fast enough for me. With the dungeons comes new armors, and they are showcased here. Lovely artwork as ever, gorgeous, can't wait to collect these. And along with those dungeons and new armor skins will be, of course, new enemies to vanquish, with these 2 beautiful NPCs that we will be bashing joyously in Evercold. But that's not all the news, so we have action skins. These are a new thing. The action skin makes your character move in interesting, dramatic and dynamic ways, and that is all I know about it until Berlin. And last, mostly, but by no means least, character customization improvements. So this is a long-term project for the dev team. They have been overhauling the graphics and they're continuing to kind of hone and refine them, and something has popped off the end of that production line for Evercold. So skin tone, eye colour, lip colour, hair colour have all been unbound. You'll be able to select whatever colour from the spectrum from the colour picker tool from 8.0, so thumbs up from me. And there will be more colour options and better visuals for face paints, as well as the ability to stack multiple face paint effects at once. Lips too get a bit of a buff with better graphical representation of the shine and shape of the lips of your character. There will also be additional customization for armors as well, with the ability to hide different elements. So similar to hide helm, you'll be able to banish shoulders on some pieces, back adornments on others, and big fluffy sleeves on yet other items. It's a fun upgrade, and the more fashion freedom we have, the better in my opinion. There will be changes to PvP, and they will be announced in Berlin, and that is more or less all the big ticket items from day one from the keynote speech. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments below and what you think about all these changes. I have heard whispers on the interwebs of 14's a wowification, and I can see where they're coming from a bit, but honestly, I'm happy when game companies kind of steal off each other's homework, as long as we, the player, are getting the good bits. But, your mileage on what the good bits actually are may vary, so let me know what you think below. Many thanks to my community over on Patreon and Subscribestar for their support. It is irreplaceable. I could not do what I do and continue to do what I do without them, and I couldn't do it without my wonderful subscribers, my viewers, the followers here on YouTube and Twitch and Blue Sky. Thank you so much. You're just all amazing. But sadly, we have come to the end of the video, so until next time, please stay safe, stay awesome, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.